So Black Americans are not the problem, right? No, now Black Americans are now the problem. Israel leaders sat down. They sat down, created a table, and the only thing they can now discuss is that Black Americans are now the problem. Now, forgetting the fact that these same people, their government or their president is the one supporting and sponsoring what is actually happening. I was amazed when I actually saw that particular video. I was like, wow. I can't just imagine, I can't just phantom, I can't just wrap my head towards it, how Black community are the biggest problem and the biggest threat to these people. Anyways, why am I even surprised? The strength, the zeal inside of us, is it not enough threat for them? It is, as far as I'm concerned. Anyways, welcome back again to the channel. My name is Sonia. If this is the first time you're tuning in, do what? Subscribe. Like this video, drop me your comment, and lastly, do not forget to share for every other person to get this good news. If this is the first time you're tuning in, subscribe. And credit belongs to original creators of every clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And with that being said, let's dive right into this video so that we can know why these people actually said that the problem they're actually having is the Black community. Let's get right in, guys.
Of the Israeli government holding a private convention here in the United States. One of the people in attendance at this secret meeting was Judith Varnai Shorer. She's a former Israeli consul general who was operating out of Atlanta. She was one of the main people saying that the biggest problem that they had was young Black people in the United States. But don't worry, they've got some Black leaders on the payroll.
The major problem of Israel is with the young generation of the Black community. The problem of Israel is with the young generation of the Black community. Black is with the young generation of the Black community.
This was an Israeli government official who was saying this. Not some low-level operative or some rogue member of their diplomatic corps. This was a senior member of their administrative government who was saying this on American soil. Their biggest problem wasn't Hamas or Hezbollah or the Palestinian Authority or Syria or even Iran. She said that Israel's biggest problem was young Black people in the United States.
Serious question. Why can't clear people leave Black people alone? What in the ever fuck do Black people got to do with what the hell is going on in Israel? Why is it y'all always trying to find a way to put some shit on Black people? Our president ain't even Black no more. It's a white man. So what the fuck is happening? I legitimately need a white person to tell me what the fuck is y'all problem with Black people. For real. Because we really don't do shit to y'all. Like all the violent shit that you keep in your head saying that we don't do that shit. Y'all do that shit. Raping, killing, murdering, y'all are the top of the food chain when it comes to all violence. Why is it that y'all is on our backs like we the ones who doing it more than y'all? Like for real, Black people just stay on repeat in your mind. And I really need to understand why. You know what? I know why. I don't know why I'm playing around. I know why. It's because we the chosen people. We the chosen people. And the white people is trying to do whatever they can to eradicate our ass because they don't want us to go home. That's what it is. We are the holders of the earth. And y'all ass is the visitors. And y'all mad. That's what it is. It can't be nothing else. Like science has proven this as a fact. It can't be nothing else at this point. See, I didn't want to get to the point of that realization because that point of realization comes towards the edge of being prejudiced. But goddamn it, it's the fucking truth. Because otherwise, it ain't no point for white people to look at Black people the way that y'all do. Because all the shit that y'all scared that we gonna do, y'all did it to us first. My mind is blown. Let me go lay down. I'm finna take a nap. Goodbye. Now, wait a minute. I gotta go back and I gotta fix something because I just went on a rant, but it was a good rant, so I'm not gonna do it over and I need to correct myself. If you have been on my page for a while, you know that I have two categories of white people. There are regular white people and then there are clear people. The white people are the good people who stand for everything great, gracious, and empathize with everybody and everything around them. Then there are clear people who are nationalists and who don't give a fuck about nothing but their own skin color. Those are the ones that we don't like. Now, with that being said, I know that there are white people out here who are actually our allies. But here's the thing, y'all. Y'all, our allies only where we can hear and see you. We now need you to be our allies out there, out in public, where everybody can hear and see you. Okay, that means going out and talking to everybody in your community about how bad it is that people of color are being treated. Grandma, grandpa, auntie, uncle, mama, daddy, brother, sister, cousin, your next door neighbor, Miss Lulu around the corner, the lady who be up at the fresh market that you go and shop at, her and her whole entire family. Go to your church and scream it from the mountaintops. They ask for you to do an open prayer in your church. Pray for the people of color and make everybody around you feel like shit because they don't feel the same way and they need to change the way that they are thinking. We need you to go into your communities now and speak up for us, because just standing in our community and telling us how you're here with us ain't helping no more. Ain't nobody listening. You got to go knock on everybody else's door so that they can hear you clearly. For real, for real. I know y'all out there. I know you out there, and I'm grateful for you. It's a lot of people who are grateful for you, but we need you to make a little bit more noise because, baby, let me tell you something. We this close to standing on a landmine and blowing every fucking thing up into World War III. You hear what I'm saying to you? We need help. Y'all got to come out here and make noise because this shit is... Go back and watch the original video. That's some shit. Go and do your own research and watch what the woman said. It's some shit.
I want you to take a look at this very brief clip of an Israeli consul official making what appears to be some very disturbing, dangerous, and damaging statements about Black American youth in particular. Watch this.
The problem of Israel is with the young generation of the Black community. Black Lives Matter starts there.
So just to give a little bit of context to what you're hearing, you're listening to Judith Varney Shore, an Israeli consul general in Atlanta. And she says, quote, "The major problem with Israel is the young generation of the Black community." I'm going to say that again. How are our friends and allies in Israel saying their consul, this is a government official, why would she say, quote, "The major problem with Israel is with the young generation of the Black community"? What in the world is really going on? This is footage leaked from a censored documentary on some interesting ties between them and the United States. And
take this home with you. The Jewish representative of Israel said that the greatest difficulty that Israel has is with young Black Americans. What does Israel have to fear about young Black Americans? Because they refuse to be controlled by the forces that control their fathers and their grandfathers. That is over. So I say to Israel, leave the Black youth alone. Don't come into our community trying to kill us to satisfy your bloodlust. Turn my young Black brothers over to the nation of Islam. We'll take them and teach them and civilize them.
There's so many layers here and so many things that aren't being said, and I'm going to get into it. So for one, keep it in the forefront of your mind what she said, that Black people are the biggest threat to Israel. Keep that in the forefront of your mind. Now, we know that currently there's a hyper-awareness around the topic of genocide because of what's happening in Palestine. But has anybody actually sat back and questioned the timing of the release of information about Sudan and the Congo? because it's suspicious. Now, she said we're the biggest threat. The reason that we're the biggest threat is because Black people are the global symbol of resilience. These people have been trying to exterminate us forever, and they haven't been able to do it. So when they saw us come out overwhelmingly and stand with Palestine, they were fearful that we would pass on that resilient spirit and that strength to those people, the people they're currently trying to exterminate. So what they did was they put out this information about Africa to divert our attention, because they know that if we see something happening over there, we're going to immediately side with our people, because that's the way that we normally move. And they expect our community to do what some members have done. See, this is why we don't need to be standing with other people. We need to be worried about ourselves, our people, blah, 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 blah. Y'all, it's okay to care about more than one thing at a time. It's actually quite important that you're able to do that. You can stand on multiple issues at once, and we're going to have to. Because if you allow genocide in one place, you're allowing it everywhere. It sets a precedent when you show that you don't care. That means it's going to show up in other places and people still won't care. We can't allow that. But the timing of the release of information is what I want to focus on, because it is very intentional. They managed to keep the information about the Congo and Sudan out of the mainstream media, out of the news, off of these apps. We didn't know until we found out about Palestine what was happening in those places. You can't tell me that that wasn't intentional. Black people have to learn to recognize our power, y'all. If we weren't so powerful, we wouldn't be a threat to anybody. Like y'all say, we sitting over here, we're minding our business, we ain't even thinking about y'all. But somehow we're still a threat. It's because of what we represent. Black people are the symbol of resilience and of strength. They know that. We have to know it, and we have to.
I wonder why Israel's biggest problem is the young generation of the Black community when we're all the way over here. We don't have no land. We don't have no communities. We don't have no commodities. We don't have any resources. We don't have any bombs. We don't have any nuclear weapons. We don't have any missiles. We don't have any military. Why would we be the biggest threat? Wouldn't the biggest threat be the people you're actually in war with? What do we have to do with anything y'all got going on? Could it be that the conspiracies about identity theft are true? Perhaps. Because I doubt that, a lie would be a big threat to an entire country. I don't think a lie would. But what I think is the biggest threat is that the truth is being revealed, and the world knows that. Time's up.
So Donald Trump wants to take down all of the things in the Smithsonian. Yeah, as it regards to Black people. That's fine. Because now, even more of the information is coming out. First of all, I want to say something. The reason why, have you ever thought about the reason why we are so despised, so feared? Have you ever really thought about that? Is it just racism? Or are we woke about the wrong things? Wait a minute, hold on, honey. Something crawling on me. Okay. Oh, but I want to ask you that question. See, the deal is, they know who we are, but many times, most of us do not. Have you ever stopped to wonder why the Christ is depicted as a blonde-haired, blue-eyed character, and God is depicted as this being that is white, that all of the disciples were British or something like that? Have you ever stopped to wonder, when did God turn white?
When God turned white. If ancient Persia remembered the Israelites as black, then how did we forget? How did the children of Cush, the sons of Jacob, once described with bronze skin and coiled hair, become pale figures with flowing blonde locks draped in royal blue? The answer begins in paint and ends in power. Let's begin in Renaissance Europe. By the 1400s, Christianity had become not just a religion, but a political tool wielded by monarchs, popes, and empires. It was no longer about remembering God's people. It was about controlling the image of God himself. So the artists got to work. Look at Leonardo da Vinci's Last Supper. Jesus sitting among his disciples is pale-skinned, narrow-faced, and European in every detail.
So see, there's plenty of reasons for folks to actually despise us. And racism solely is not the issue. It is disguised as that, but that's not the issue. Again, they know who we are. Many of us do not. And it is written, the people perish because of a lack of knowledge. And though those 22 books may be missing in the Bible, naturally, your girl found them. Okay? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put things in different parts. And so since he wants to remove things from the Smithsonian, I'm glad he did, because it actually just catapulted me and other content creators to go on there and put out the real news, the news that we all need to see. But I also will tell you, as this goes on, as I continue to share what I have been learning, I need to also tell us that the reason that we may have gone into enslavement is beyond what we initially thought. All right, y'all. Y'all know me. Power to the people. Power to the people, baby. I'm about to get this knowledge, because I feel like this. Once we really, really know, all of us as a unit, who we really are. You know, we say, yeah, we come from kings and queens. But do you understand that? No, I don't think you do, because I certainly didn't, and I'm a history buff. Okay? Power.
By now, I think we've all seen this video circulating on TikTok with that headline, but I want to tell y'all what that's about. Movement for Black Lives is a policy platform that's not the same thing as Black Lives Matter, although they focus on the same issues: anti-racism, reparations for Black people, abolishing the death penalty, free college tuition for everyone in the United States. In 2016, they also presented a 40 policy proposal on boycotting, divesting, and sanctioning Israel for the war crimes and genocide against the Palestinians. This upset a lot of American Jewish citizens who feel like they have fought with Black Lives Matter, and they did not think that the Palestinian struggle and the Black struggle in America should be looked at as synonymous or even remotely anywhere near the same. It also upset parliament members of the Israeli government. And so they started to see that a lot of young Black college students were supporting BDS after Black Lives Matter also signed on to the BDS policy. So in 2020, they decided to do a convention and bring together 40 Black leaders within the United States to try and spread loyalty to Israel and to detour young Black college students from boycotting Israel. The boycotting and divesting included not spending money with businesses that are loyal to Israel, not supporting artists who are loyal to Israel, as well as not investing in stocks, getting companies to not invest in stocks and not supporting the companies that invest in stocks that are loyal to Israel. Now, due to the growing support of the BDS policy, Benjamin Netanyahu, all of 2020, worked with politicians in the United States to pass a law that says that you cannot boycott Israel or hire any employee who will boycott Israel if you take government contract funding or venture funding from certain venture capitalists. This is why we see a lot of people who have spoken out in pro-Palestinian comments on their social media being fired from their jobs, because a lot of these companies are government contractors and they've taken government funds and they are bound by that law. This is also why we see some artists not speaking out or have spoken out as pro-Israel. This meeting is to combat any type of resistance that we do here in the United States in support of the Palestinians. And a lot of young Black college students have signed on to the BDS cause, and they want to stop that. Now, while there are other things that we should also be considering with this situation, there are other things that we also need to consider that are right at our doorsteps right now. I'll make another video about that later on because our attention spans are just... But please make sure that you share this video, and thanks.
Thanks for saying the quiet part out loud. If Black Americans one day decided that we were just collectively done with the shit and we were going to rise up against our own oppressive government and the genocide going on in Palestine, it'd be over. It'd be over in like 3 to 5 business days, if you hear what I'm saying. Like, why do you think Black revolutionary leaders dropped like flies? And who do you think did it? So just to be clear, the Israeli state thinks that we, the Black community, are the biggest threat to Israel. And they're right. Honestly, they probably just saw my TikTok account. Like, if we're being real, that's a joke. That's Come and Stitch, back with another video.
Okay, if you just saw that video, you can go watch the whole thing. That's the lady, that's the head spokesperson for Israel here in the United States, saying that their biggest problem is the black community, the young black community. Now, you be asking yourself, why would she say that? We've been trying to tell y'all who the real Israelites are, but y'all pride in a way, and a lot of y'all know how y'all treated black people, and y'all feel a type of way. And a lot of people also say, well, why does it matter? Why does it matter? It matters because the whole Bible was literally written to, for, and by the Israelites. And the book of Ecclesiastes states there's nothing new under the sun. So the same thing that was going on in the times that the Bible was written in before then are the same things that's going on now. So I only got 10 minutes. With that being said, we're going to take it to Deuteronomy 28, and I'm going to tell you why she said that. Okay? And these are the curses, and this is the Most High God himself speaking. And it shall come to pass that if thou wilt not hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God, and to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I have commanded thee to this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. A lot of y'all don't read y'all Bible. If you read your Bible, all throughout that Bible, that's what it was about. The Israelites, God coming to be their Savior. The Israelites breaking God's laws, such commandments that he gave them as becoming their God. Them going into captivity and slavery for punishment for breaking God's laws, statutes, commandments. Them begging God to free them. God freed them like he did out of Egypt. And they serve him for a little bit, then they go back and do the same thing. God put them back in slavery. They come back to God. He put them back in slavery. The whole Bible literally states that. And then God finally sent his son to save them because they could not do it. And so that's what the whole Bible is about. So what do you think going on today if that's that same pattern that keeps repeating all throughout the Bible? Why do you think the Christian church tell you that the laws are done away with? Because if the real Israelites wake up and keep the law, statutes, and commandments, then they don't no longer rule. The enemy no longer has power over the Israelites. That's why they promote all this sin and drugs, and they push it out to the black communities. It's because they need to keep the real Israelites in sin so they can continue to rule and have power and dominion. And so God was talking to the Israelites when he said, if you don't keep my law, statutes, command, all these curses are going to come and overtake you. Okay, and here are the curses of the Israelites. How you know that they are the Israelites. Here are the curses. Slavery and captivity. And here are the verses that go along with this. You can go look it up. Having no power to stand against thy enemies. Sent back to Mizraim. Exile from the land of their enemies. Scattered among all the nations. Of very sick and disease-stricken people. At the bottom socially with other races high above them. Lost the true knowledge of who they are. And be called by many scornful nicknames other than Israel or Hebrew. Packed into prisons and jails, non-prosperous people, oppressed people by their enemies, as well as serving religious, any members of all religions. So you can go look all that up, and it's in Deuteronomy 28, the curses. And this is Deuteronomy 28 and 46. And this is the Most High speak. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. He's talking about the curses if the Israelites didn't keep the law, statutes, and commandments. That was going to follow them no matter where they went. They were going to be cursed in the city, cursed in the field, cursed in the store, cursed. That's what the whole thing was about. Blessings and cursings. And these curses were going to be upon the true children of Israel forever, and upon their seed, no matter if we knew or not. And then one of the curses was to forget who they are as a people. Who's gonna make them to forget their own heritage? Whose heritage has been forgotten? Who can't tell you where they come from? Who can't tell you their customs and stuff? Who had to come from another land and create their own customs and traditions because they lost everything? They even lost. Our ancestors even lost their language, and the Bible speaks about that as well. People that you don't even know their native tongue are going to come and get you. It's all in the Bible, and you guys just don't read. You're just so quick to throw stones, and you don't even read. But you're really mocking the true children of Israel, and you're going to be punished for that. And we're going to go to this as well, Genesis 35 and 10. Y'all think because of, they say Israel, oh, they talking about the Israelites. No, Israel, they're talking about is a land mass. Israel in the Bible was never a landmass. It was a person. It was Jacob. Jacob's name was changed to Israel. And God said unto him, thy name is Jacob. Thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name. It shall be what? Thy name, not the land. And he
and he called his name Israel. Israel is Jacob and Jacob's seed. That makes them Israelites. Okay, it's never been a land. They created that land in what, 1948? How old is the Bible? The devil always copies what God does. These people are the synagogue of Satan. They say they are Jews, but they are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. That is in Revelation. History repeats itself, right? In the book, as the book of Ecclesiastes states, there's nothing new under the sun, and there's nothing new that has not already been done. Psalms 83:4. This is what all the nations said about the true black people, the true Israelites of the Bible. This is what they have said. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel shall be no more in remembrance. Not the land of Israel, keyword, the name of Israel shall be in no more remembrance. You see what I'm saying? So that's why that woman said that. That's why she said the problem that Israel have is with the black young community. That's what the problem is. And everybody saw it, bro. You got to use critical thinking. People these days don't critically think. This is in Psalms 83:4. Go look for yourself. Don't take my word. Take God's word. And this is the verse directly after it. They have consulted together with one consent. That G12 summit or whatever they be doing over there and having all those secret meetings, all those world leaders, that's what they do. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. All the nations hate black people. All the nations are confederate against us. And they're like that because the government, y'all's government has brainwashed y'all to hate black people, bro. Y'all be taught that in y'all's houses. They have taught y'all that. The government teaches y'all that. The schools, every system that the beast has set up teaches you that. And why do they teach you that? So the Israelites can stay in sin and they can stay in power. So they have said, come, let us cut them off. We are confederate against them. Does that word confederate sound familiar? They love to throw up that Confederate flag. Does that sound familiar? Is that not a certain group of people's heritage? Is the Confederate flag? All the signs and symbols and wonders are there, but you have to have the eyes, the spiritual eyes to see and hear when they're being spoken and shown. This is Romans 11:1 for people that want to bring up that spiritual Israel. No, it's literal. Our God is a God of the living, not the dead. Yes, he is spirit, and those that worship him must worship him in spirit and truth, but he has a literal seed, as the book of Matthew states. So does the devil. He has a literal seed. Okay, this is Romans 11:1. And this is, I think this is Paul. He says, I say then, hath God cast away his people? God forbid. I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. And right now, you guys are seeing prophecy fulfill itself. This is Luke 21:24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword. He's talking about the Israelites. And shall be led away captive into all nations. Slavery. Again, I told y'all this is what the whole Bible is about. It's going to be led away again into slavery. And Jerusalem, where they at now? In Jerusalem over there. Shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. The times of the Gentile are fulfilling itself. The Most High is just simply using these people to wipe each other out to clear the land for the true Israelites, y'all. And God is having mercy right now by letting everyone know who his true children are. But just like the Bible states, if they hated you, it's because they hated him first. It's not even us, and it's not a specific color. It's a bloodline, yo. It's the bloodline. And the curses, that's how you know. And these people over here in Israel today are not the real Jews. But as the book of Revelation states, they are the synagogue of Satan. That's why their symbol is that six-pointed star. The same symbol they use with the Baphomet. The same symbol they use in Satanism. It's that same symbol, bro. David never had a star, bro. The Bible states that the stars bowed down to him. It didn't say David went and created a star and now he got a symbol. The Most High states don't worship pagan symbols and idols and stuff. That cross is a pagan item as well, because all them demonic people wear it too. If it had some type of power, they wouldn't even be able to wear it. It's the same thing. It say don't make any graven images. But yeah, you guys, stay tuned for the next video. And subscribe to my new page at PNS864. Be blessed.
It is not bad enough that the president, as far as I'm concerned, is not good, right? It is not bad enough that the orange man is doing everything in his power to support these said people, but it is now bad enough for these people to sit down, wrap up their head, create a table, sat down on a live show, open their mouths to say something. And instead of minding their business, to say what is actually supposed to help their life, their growth, and how they can think of how to fix their country, on how they can think how to stop the WAR, how they can think how to move forward. They did not think of all of those things. They did not think of a lot of people that are losing their lives on a daily basis in their country. They did not think of how a lot of things have actually been going wrong for them to be able to fix. No. The only problem that they think about is blacks. Black people are the only problem and the biggest threat that they have. Am I surprised about this? No. Now, why am I not surprised? How do you explain to me that despite every single thing that you have been going through as a black person, despite the slavery, the segregation, and so on and so forth, explain to me in a clear words how you're still managing to strive, how you're still managing to survive, how you're still managing to stand strong, how you're still managing to eat well, live healthy, live long life and prosperity, why their own people are not enjoying all of that. Now tell me, why would they say you are the problem? That is why I'm not surprised. I'm not even going to be surprised if I see today the orange man coming out to say, the only problem I have is the black community. On different occasions, the orange man have been able to even say it indirectly or directly, like, oh, they said I'm a detector. Oh, this person and Charlie never loved and Charlie never hates on the black people, but me, I do. Explain to me. How do you want me to be surprised that these people can still form a table? You know, even the Bible said, He prepared a table before me in the presence of my enemy. And that is a table that the Lord is about to prepare before these said people that are opening their wide mouths to say the only problem that they actually have, that they have seen, that they have calculated, that they have focused on, that they have projects, that they give me another words in the comment section, are the black community. I'm not surprised at all. Because the only thing they want the black community to be doing is crying, nagging of teeth, mourning, wailing, rolling on the floor, coming to beg them for food, coming to beg them for every single thing. But because they have sat down, they've seen the statistic that no matter what we've done to these people are still, some of them are still inventing, they are still making money, they are still building houses, they are still buying cars, they are still living healthy. It becomes a problem, it becomes a burden to them. It is now the white man burden inside of them. And that is why they can be able to see it, and that woman will open her mouth wide to be like, this is the only problem you have. Please let me know in the comment section, what is really the problem with these said people? What is the problem? Why can't they just leave people to breathe in peace? Why can't they just leave this black community to stay in peace and minding their own business? They always want to bring out something that will make the black community to say one or two things, so that at the end of the day, when something happened, they said, yes, we said it. That is who they are. They are the problem. They are the this, they are the that. But if you're watching this video today as a black person, I want to tell you that put yourself together and do pay deaf ears. Pay deaf ears to a lot of negativity and focus in positively impacting your life. Focus in doing what makes you happy. Focus in doing what makes you great. Focus in establishing, inventing, and putting the worst to good thing out there. That is what I will charge you. Do not pay attention to any single negativity that will come and stress your brain, that will come and make you think, that will come and make you feel low of yourself. You need to know that you are the chosen one. You are blessed. You are special, you are unique, you are more prosperous, you are more healthy, you are more melanin poppy. In fact, a lot of them wish to have the kind of skin, to look like you, to talk like you, to present like you, to have a smiling and a sparkling teeth just like mine. A lot of them wish, but since they're not getting it, they're only looking for a way to make sure that these people do something, these people talk something, so that we can use that against them. But are they going to be saying all of that? They're not going to be saved because we know who we are in Christ Jesus. Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If you haven't subscribed, do what? Subscribe, like this video, drop me your comments, and lastly, do not forget to share. Credit belongs to original creators of every clips and stitches we have in our today's episode, and this is just for educational purposes, not to come here and bash anyone, right? And guys, with no further ado, I do add like always say in my videos, I'm going to be saying bye and I'll see you guys in my next one. But before I go, let me know what you think about this particular video. Do you really think that black people are really the problem that Israels are having, or they have their own problem that is eating them up, but they don't want to face reality? Let me know in the comment section. Bye for now.